Happy Tuesday, everyone. Are Christianities in jeopardy? I believe they are, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that because they are in jeopardy, and that's not a good thing at all. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. That's it. Now, I'm a Christian, and I love being a Christian. I'm proud of being a Christian. You know, obviously, as being a Christian, I'm going to have my ups and downs. I'm going to fall short. But the beauty about being Christian is that God loves me and I get to repent for my sins and try to do better each and every day. But when, certain prime minister trying to shut Christians down and shut people down with their speech and not say certain things, or if you do say certain things, you get banned, you get a strike, you he insert himself things that have nothing to do with him at all. In the United States, when he should be worrying about his own people in his own country, and I'm talking about Prime Minister Bibi, and this is him. And I just don't understand why he keeps asserting himself in the United States, unless President Trump, invite him to come to the United States to talk about and ending the war, ending the war between Israel and Gaza. That's the only thing that they should be discussing about. He should not be asserting himself in talking about platforms of TikTok and X. It's not a concern of his, in my opinion, and he shouldn't be talking about these platforms. Also, when people talk about or criticize what's been happening in the Israeli government, I don't think he should assert himself when people are talking about it. People have the right to talk about and view and criticize what's been going on. That's the whole amendment of free speech, to talk about and criticize what's going on. Just like people criticize the United States as well. And we don't try to censor other people's speech, I hope. But it's just crazy to me that he's trying to shut TikTok down, meaning that you can't say certain things, and if you do, you're gonna get banned, you're gonna get strike. It's part of a hate speech, and I'm like, there's no such thing as hate speech. You can dislike something or hate something, but it doesn't lead to violence half the time. You know what I mean? It all depends what you say and how you say it. And I just don't understand why he has to continue to insert himself and trying to censor, X and TikTok and these influencers that he's saying his words that he just want to shut it down and he needs to, he wants to fight Christians. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what do you have against Christian people? Like, what do you have against us that you want to fight and that's your goal? His words. His goal is to fight with Christianity. Why? Why is that? Why do you hate us so much? Why are you trying to censor some of us or all of us? It's just crazy to me. It's just beyond insanity to me. And do you know how many Christians are in the United States? Just guess. Your thoughts, really quickly. Just your thoughts. How many? 206 million, approximately, Christians, adults. And this is according to Pew Research. And that's how many Christianity that he's trying to fight, trying to censor us or trying to stop us or majority of us. And it's like, it's majority of the population. And you trying to fight Christians? Why? What, again, the question is, what do you have against Christians? What do you have against them? We all are created by God. Okay, we are God's children, and then you just trying to what are you trying to do, BB? I just don't understand. Like, make it make sense to me and to the whole entire United States of America, because I don't understand. Because I'm a citizen. Okay, I was born in America, and I don't think that you or anyone should tell anyone what they can or cannot say in their platform. Like, who give you the authority or the right to do that? You know what I mean? And I just don't understand why our government is not sticking up for us. You know what I mean? Where is President Trump? Where is the Attorney General? Where are the Trump administrators? Where are they? You know what I mean? You having this man control what we should say or what we should do. And I don't understand. He is not even our president. Okay? He has his own people to worry about, his own country to worry about to stop the war. It's been going on way too long. Too many killings been happening and it needs to stop. So he should be worrying about that instead of inserting his opinions about the United States. Okay, that is just my thought. That is just my thought process about this. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand why he have anything against TikTok or against X. I'm not on X. I'm on TikTok, but I'm no longer going to be on TikTok because I got a violation because, like I told you in my last video, that I posted a video. Oh, this is BB, by the way. Can't look at him because he just looks demon possessed. And I posted a video, like I said, and it was not even my video. It was a video that I liked, and I just reposted it on my platform, on my page, and I got a strike. And it said, and I'm going to read to you what it says because it's just so absurd, and I just can't believe they even said that. Sometimes I feel like they don't even know what they're saying or what they're talking about, and it just, to me, it's just ludicrous. What they said. But this is what I'm going to read to you, a video that I post. And the title is Why Israel Government is Controlling Our United States Government. That's all I put on the title, detail, and I just reposted a video that I saw that I like, and I just wanted to see if that's really true, and it proved me right because I got banned from it, or they removed the video, and this is the violation reason what they said. Violated and hateful organization individual. There is no place on our platform for beliefs or propaganda that encourage violence or hate. We do not allow this presence of violence and hateful organization or individuals on our platform. Often the ideas of these actions are amplified by others. We do not allow anyone to promote or materially support violence or hateful actions. Now, first of all, I don't do that. If you look at my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, there's nothing, not an inkling of violence or hate or any organized group that I have, okay? And for them to say that is just an insult and it's ridiculous because if you look at all my pages, there's no hate or violence of anything. I just reposted a video. And for TikTok to have the audacity to say that this is a violent, hateful organization, individual, how is it hateful when a lot of people are saying that the Israel government is controlling the United States? How is that hateful? Again, they're taking away my free speech, what I said and what I reposted. How is it hateful? I didn't say go attack any Jewish people. I never said that. And I would never say that. I never said go to Israel and do something harmful for people. Never said that. So how is it a video can be violent and hateful when I didn't even say one word? Nothing. I just reposted a video. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Again, anything that you say or criticize about the Israeli government, to them, it's a propaganda. To them, it's hate violence. I just don't understand. How is it hate violence? We can't criticize Israel. We can't criticize what they're saying. How is that hate? That's not hate. This platform don't know what the hell they're talking about or what they're doing. Okay, they're just making it up because again, the Israeli government is controlling TikTok. They're controlling the platform that you can't say anything. It's the same thing with Facebook. And thank God I no longer have Facebook anymore. With Mark Zuckerberg, when Biden was president, you couldn't talk about certain things. You couldn't talk about COVID. You couldn't talk about vaccinations because if they do, they ban you. They remove you from their platform because they were controlled by Biden's administration. Excuse me. And now that Trump is president, now Mark Zuckerberg have a change of heart now. Now people can have free speech. You can say what you want. It's like double standard, okay? He flip flops, and it's just crazy to me, okay? He doesn't have enough balls to stick up for himself. He's just like a puppet and just follows people what they say and what they do, and he goes along with it instead of having some balls and stick up for yourself and stick up for your followers and say no, they should have free speech and they should say whatever they like. And sure enough, the vaccine was true, COVID was true, but they didn't want people to know about that. They don't want people to know the truth until after the fact. And I just don't understand why we can't criticize a government, what's been going on in Gaza and Israel, but then it's okay for the prime minister to come to our country and lecture us and assert himself in our affairs. How does that make sense? It's okay for him to do it, but then when influencers do it, then there's a problem. I don't understand that, and it's not right. And I don't like to be controlled and be told what I can't or cannot say. That is my First Amendment rights. I'm a citizen of the United States. I have a right to speak my mind, to give my opinions and my point of view, and that's it. As long I'm not as long as I'm not saying anything hateful, nothing violent, I don't know what I did. This violation reason makes it seem like I'm a criminal, like I did something wrong, like I broke the law, which clearly I never broke the law in my life. I never harm anyone. I never even spew any hateful organization, violence, crime, or anything like that. Like I said, you can look at all my pages, my videos. You don't see none of that. So for them to say that, it's laughable and it's ridiculous. That's why I'm going to remove myself from TikTok, and I'm no longer going to be in TikTok because TikTok is a joke now. A lot of people are removing themselves and going to different platforms. It's just a joke. And maybe if I have the right person, I might create my own app, for a lot of other influence to join in my app. I'm working on it. I'm working on ideas. So if it does happen by the grace of God, I have to pray about it to see if it will work, if it's even good. That maybe I create my own app and have people have the right to have free speech and say whatever they want to say without feeling judged, without feeling that they're going to get a strike or ban. Now, obviously, within reasons, you know what I mean? Because there's not going to be any act of violence or hateful organization if I create an app for everyone. There's going to be policies and stipulations in this app if it happens. Again, I have to pray about it and have God direct me to see if that's the right thing, right? If it's best for me to start an app, but why not? I think it's time. I think it's time to have something different and have an app that we can, speak our mind and have our opinions and have our thoughts and post videos and criticize things without feeling like you're some type of criminal, and we're not. And it's just not right. And I just don't like that at all. I really don't. And I just don't like what BB had to say. And I'm going to let you take a listen to the video and his own words of what he's trying to do. And for him to try to talk to Eli Musk, like what is your suggestion? What he wants to say to Eli? Like you're to try to tell Eli, oh, maybe you just, tell people, tell the influencers not to say certain things, not to criticize, my country, blah blah blah. Like no, you know what I mean? This is what Charlie Kirk was fighting for: to have free speech, to have debates about one another, and to talk about it and to address it, whether you agree with their point of views or not. But that's the whole point: to have that open discussion and to talk about it. We're not going to agree on everything that we talk about with among each other, but we can respect one another and have that common line, not to overstep. You know what I mean? Just to hear each other in our own thoughts and hear the other person's perspective. But just to shut us down and shut our speech, that's just wrong. You can't take away everyone's our First Amendment rights. That's why it was placed. That's why it's there for us to have that right to speak whatever we want to speak. And I just feel like Prime Minister Bibi, he should not even insert himself. He shouldn't. He should not insert anything or give his own opinions about the United States because, frankly, no one doesn't care, including me. And I just wish our government would just step up and just just tell Bibi to back off, like stay in your lane, and we can worry about our lane. You get what I'm saying? It should be like that because you don't see Putin coming here and inserting himself. You don't see the president of Ukraine. What is it? Oh, I can't remember his name in the top of my head. You don't see him inserting himself in the United States. So why is it Bibi Prime Minister is the only one to get to do that, or the president in China? You don't see them inserting themselves and telling us to say things in certain platforms and TikTok and X. Why him in particular? Why Prime Minister Bibi? That's the question you should be asking. Why is it only him that he gets to assert himself and give his thoughts and opinions about what the United States should say or do? Why he's so controlling of us when he shouldn't be? And why our president, our attorney general, and my secretary of state, why did not say anything? Why did not put in the foot down towards him? I don't understand that. What power does he, this man, this little pathetic man, have over them? I don't understand. We're the most powerful country in the world. And if we are bound down to the Israeli government, I don't understand why. Why? Unless they got something on them, unless they got something on our government, that's why, because it doesn't make any sense to me. That's the only explanation I have. With the Epstein files, with, what's going on with Charlie Kirk. Again, there's no evidence that the Israeli government is involved, and I'm not saying that, but it just seemed like our government is very, very lenient on them opposed to other countries. And I just don't understand why. But anyway, I'm going to let you take a listen to Prime Minister Bibi, in his own words, what he wants to do with Christian people. So take a listen.
Christian influencers. He said, talked about the woke right. And he said, I call it the woke right. That's a brilliant observation. The woke right, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane.
But, so what is he saying? He's saying that we're insane. Insane about what? Because we talk about God, because we talk about truth, we talk about, things that we see what's going on in the world. What is he talking about? Like, that's just an insult for Christians. And I just don't understand why, again, he's saying that and he's inserting himself. You know what I mean?
They're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think we should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community. They're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay? And you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that.
Drones. They already spy on us anyway. So what is he talking about? Like, now, what are you going to do now? If we talk about certain things, now you're going to watch us through our phones, through drones, whatever, cameras. Like, it's already been happening already for the longest time. So what's next now? What's next? I'm very curious.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefield in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. So he can control that media. So he can control social media. He wants TikTok and he wants X. So he can control it. He already has Facebook. I'm not sure about Instagram, to be honest with you, but he definitely have Facebook. So now he wants to take X and TikTok, so he can control that. Again, why? That's what the whole thing is about. That's why China is no longer going to have it. They're only going to have 20%, and then our U.S. government is going to have 80% of it, of TikTok, and then the algorithm, because they're saying that China is a threat of national security, and because they don't want China to have the algorithm because they feel like they're going to spy or do something that's mass destruction or whatever. Again, China been having TikTok for a very long time and nothing has happened. Nothing, in my opinion. Now we're going to give it to the government of Israel, and it's going to be 10 times worse. You mark my words. That's why I'm telling you guys to get out now, meaning remove yourself from TikTok if you can and go to a different platform or create your own. Be independent because I guarantee you that once the deal has been made, which is it's getting there very very soon, that we will no longer have free speech. We're going to try to take away our First Amendment rights, and anything that you say or post, we're going to remove it, ban you, strike you, and that's it. And case closed is done and over with because that's what that man wants. He doesn't want you or any of us to criticize his country. He wants us to agree what's been going on, what's happening, which is a genocide. And if you say that, woo, you're going to be banned. Woo, you're violation of hatred organization. Ooh, you're violating this. You're being violent. It's just crazy, and it's like we don't have our own eyes to see what's going on. And to me, in my opinion, what's happening is a genocide. Point blank, period. And no one can't tell me otherwise. That is my opinion, my right to say as a United States citizen of America. And if he doesn't like it, then tough luck. That's his business. Okay? I have a right to say that. Anyone has a right to say or criticize anything. Okay? And he has no right to insert himself, like I keep saying. I don't know why he keeps inserting himself. He should be dealing with his country and ending the war. Period.
TikTok, number one. Number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important. X. That's very good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him.
Yeah, you're trying to control.
Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight. Okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends or those who could be our Jewish friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong kind of?
Again, this is crazy. This is crazy, and I don't know why President Trump is allowing it. I don't know why he's allowing this man to say all these things and thinking that's okay, and it's not okay. I just don't understand what is happening here. And to me, it's a scary time. But with that being said, I have faith, I have trust in the Lord. I know that all things are possible through our Lord and Savior, and I know things are going to be okay. And I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried about that because, the devil tries to rob, steal, and kill and try to make enemies among each other or hate one another when we all should be united together as brothers and sisters, especially what transparent last month with Charlie Kirk. We all are Charlie Kirk, and we all should, have that right to speak our mind and have free speech and have debating conversations about anything. When we start debating, then we stop talking. And we shouldn't stop talking. We should talk about things and ask questions and not feel like if we ask questions because it doesn't make sense that we're crazy or we're Jewish haters or we're anti-Semitic or we try to start a propaganda by asking questions. Like we can't ask questions anymore, so we should accept what people are saying and just be like, okay, yes, we're going to take your word for it, and that's the end of it. No, it never used to be like that then. Why should it be like that now? If we have questions, we should be freely to ask those questions. Why not? And talk about it and debate about it. I don't understand why it seems like we have to believe what mainstream media is saying. We have to believe what the government's saying when half the time they're not even really telling us the truth. They tend to lie. They tend to keep things from us because they think that we can't handle it as American people. But we can. If you're very transparent and honest with us, we can handle anything that's thrown at us. Not saying that you should tell us everything. Obviously, you have to keep things, a minimum, but just be honest and transparent, especially, what happened to 9/11, Epstein, Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? What happened to President Trump when he got assassinated last year? We still don't know what happened. Like, it never exists. It never happened. And that's the thing that we're upset about. What happened to JFK assassination, MLK? We still don't know what's going on with that. And I feel like we would never know. We would never ever know because again, they tend to lie to us and not tell us the truth. And that's the problem that we're having, that we're not trusting our government because they're not very transparent. Okay? When you're not transparent to the American people, we tend not to believe things that's coming out of your mouth, especially the FBI, the CIA, all that, because they tend to lie. And when you lie, truth comes out. And I keep telling people that it's good to tell the truth. It's good to be honest because when you're honest and authentic, people trust you more. People respect you more. And people can see the real you. But when you tend to lie and lie and lie after lie, you start to believe your own lies. And you have to cover up more lies after more lies. It gets exhausting. It really does. I used to lie. I'm not going to, you know, sugarcoat it. I used to lie back in my days. And not I was not a practical liar, but I give white lies, little white lies. But then my best friend told me it doesn't matter, Cheryl. If you tell one little white lie, it's a lie, period. And she was absolutely correct. It is a lie. And now, and I know God is watching, He's always watching me, that I tell the truth now. And I have to say, it's very liberating to tell the truth and just not lie. It feels good because then no one can come up to you or say, well, Cheryl said this. No, Cheryl did not say this. Cheryl said that. And it's the truth. You know what I mean? No one can come back and say, oh, Cheryl said that. No. You get what I'm saying? So no one can't use anything against you because you told the truth all the time. But when you tend to lie constantly, people use that against you, try to blackmail you and all that stuff, and it gets exhausting and it stresses you out. And then you have to figure out how to keep that other person's mouth shut. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's like having another boyfriend or husband or whatever. No, that's why telling the truth is the best way to do it because then you have no one at your back. You have no one to control you. You know what I mean? If you're honest, then they can't use that. They can't use anything against you because you have that full armor on, and God is protecting you as well. That no one can't do anything to hurt you or to stand against you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for all your love and your support and your comments of videos that I have posted, about Charlie Kirk and everything else that I have posted in the past. I really appreciate each and one of you. I love you all. And just please share this video to anyone who's willing to watch or listen. And again, I love you all. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And again, let's just love one another and just be kind to one another each and every day. Take care. Love you guys. And thank you for watching.